Let's do these two examples to learn how to add fractions with unlike denominators. Beginning with 2/9 plus 1/3. Remember that fractions can be written in multiple ways. Eating 1/2 of a pizza is the same as eating 4 of the 8 slices. So the idea is that we want to write our two fractions in such a way that their denominators match. Then it's really easy to add them together. Looking at these two fractions, at a glance, you might notice that if we triple the denominator of 1/3, it will match the denominator of 2/9. So to fix this situation, we can multiply the fraction on the right by 3/3. 3/3 is the same as 1, so it's fine to multiply by it, but it's going to change this denominator to 9 so that it matches the denominator on the left. Of course, you might not notice that you can just triple 3 to get 9, in which case you'll just want to list out the multiples of these denominators to try to find the least common multiple. If you list out the first few multiples of 9, you would get 9, 18, 27, then you might list some of the multiples of 3, giving you 3, 6, 9, and then you would notice, oh look, if we multiply 3 by 3, we'll get 9. So 9 here is the least common multiple. So going back to our addition, once we multiply the fraction on the right by 3/3, we now have 2/9 on the left, plus on the right, the fraction we have now is 3/9. Now that they have the same denominator, it's really easy to add them together. 2/9 plus 3/9 is just 5/9. When you're adding two fractions that have the same denominator, just add the numerators together, and that's how we get our answer here, 5/9. Alright, here's a harder problem, 5/8 plus 1/6. This one's not as simple as the other one to get these denominators to match, but there is a basic strategy we can use that always works. That strategy is to multiply the fraction on the left by the denominator of the fraction on the right. So I'll multiply it by 6 divided by 6. And then the fraction on the right, we can multiply by the denominator of the fraction on the left. So that's going to be 8/8. In each case, we're actually multiplying by 1, so it's not going to change the value of anything, but you can see the denominators of both of these fractions will now just be 6 times 8, and so they're guaranteed to match, and this strategy always works. What we'll have now on the left is 5 times 6, which is 30, over 8 times 6, and 8 times 6 is 48. With the fraction on the right, we have 1 times 8, which is just 8, divided by 6 times 8, which is 48. Again, the idea here is that this strategy forces the denominators to match. We now have 30/48 plus 8/48, so we can just add the numerators together. Doing that gives us our final answer of 38 divided by 48. Except it's not really our final answer because we can simplify this fraction. The numerator and denominator are both even, so we could cancel out a factor of 2 in the top and bottom, basically dividing the top and bottom by 2. 38 divided by 2 is going to give us 19, and 48 divided by 2 gives us 24. This fraction is fully simplified. The reason we had to simplify our fraction is that we didn't use the least common multiple for our denominator. Like I said, the strategy we used always works, and it's really nice because it's pretty simple, but it's not always the smallest denominator. If we actually tried to find the least common multiple in the same way we did in the first problem, we'd list out the first few multiples of 8, 8, 16, 24, and list out the first few multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24. We would see that 24 is actually the least common multiple here. We see that it's the third multiple of 8, so we could multiply the fraction on the left by 3/3 to turn that denominator of 8 into 24. And 24 is the fourth multiple of 6. So this fraction with the denominator of 6, we could multiply by 4 over 4. Then both of the denominators would be 24, the numerators would be 15 and 4, which would add to 19. You can see we would have got the same answer. Either strategy works fine. You can list the multiples out to try to find the least common multiple, or you can just multiply the fractions by each other's denominators, and then just remember to simplify your fraction at the end. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and check the descriptions to links to more of my pre-algebra videos. Thanks for watching.
Couldn't even open myself up for an instant. Was the wrong, I was regular. I regulate my integrity. I'm a secular anesthetic.